Hey, welcome back, fast experienced people. First time here in Vegas. Flown the first time. I've been here before, but never flew. So, at the airport, ready to go and go to my room. Alright, so we just checked in to the room. Look at that. Decent view out. It's not too terrible, but obviously it's not on the strip where it'll be super busy, but I think strip might be going to where MGM is. So, not bad. Definitely not bad for the price. Alright guys, so it's the next day. Heading back from Vegas. It's about 200 more miles left. Let's see how it drives. Stay for the surprise. Alright, hey everyone. So yeah, I'm back from Vegas. It drove good. Didn't have any issues or any concerns. I put the cruise on, drove like 65 miles per hour, and pretty much it took one tank of gas. So yeah, it was awesome. Doesn't have the aftermarket wheels, but it is what it is. It's really hard to understand if someone spec'd out these carbon kick plates and door trim, but not the heated and memory seats. So those are, I'll give more details. So those were like about $700-800 option, and those carbon trim were about, I would say like $700-800 option also. So this car, I mean, again, I went to Vegas and I flew there and drove it back. I always wanted to go to Vegas and drive this car at the strip, but I just didn't want to make the effort of driving from LA and then driving back. So I bought the car in Vegas so I can enjoy the Vegas strip and then drive it back. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that. It was a good deal. That's why I bought it. So the paint seems to have no imperfections of anything. It's great. And I really love those yellow calipers. Those were so rare, even from like red. I've seen red many times. I've obviously seen silver and gray or whatever you want to call it. But yellow just stands out far more than any other caliper color. Maybe lime green or green, or especially that bright green can shine more. But I personally like that yellow. With those yellow stripes or yellow piping would have been perfect and awesome. Alright guys, so I actually found wheels. Nah, I'm just kidding again. Hold on. Boom. Anyone surprised yet? So the one that has Gransport wheels, the one to my right, I actually bought that one before. So I have had that. Just waiting for the right time to make a video, and then I found this and I recorded the Vegas trip a little bit. So I was like, all right, I'll just wait until I can find some time to record and get together both of them so I can describe. No differences, both 05, the Vegas car to my left, 50,000 miles, the other one is about to be 60. The calipers obviously gray, not my particular favorite, but both of the paints are equally flawless. Minor imperfections, but nothing too crazy. Let me get to the interior. Interior wise, this one's obviously black on gray piping, and this obviously has the regular silver kick plate. Original head unit. The other one doesn't have that. Getting back to the kick plate, as you see from right here, not only the carbon looks great, it actually is, it feels not a lot lighter, but it feels lighter. So not only it looks great, but it's actually a little bit lighter. It's not going to make a huge difference, but if I can save a few grams, why not? I kind of like the gray interior just a little bit more because there's a lot going on with gray, black piping, and this pinkish suede or cloth insert that they have. It's not suede, actually, it's cloth. Now, I'm gonna mention some of the shortcomings of the Gransport, because in my previous video, I've always talked the positives. One thing is definitely, as you see, I'm gonna pull this, the window is gonna drop, and then I open, right? Be careful with that, as those regulators can easily break. I've had that happen on the other one. So the under window does not go up and down. I can't find the regulator. So the parts are definitely a lot more difficult to find on these. So what else? Obviously the wheels are a little difficult too, although I do have refinished wheels, all four of them at home. I just haven't put them on, but I have refinished, never been mounted on. So those were not hard to find, but luckily I found them at a good price. What else am I missing? The key fobs, obviously got to take care of the key fobs. They'll just stop working. It could be the chip issue, it could be who knows what. Sometimes it is the door actuators can go out. What else can go? Some of them mentioned that the wheels are not rigid and strong enough, so hitting a pothole can make a dent, or not a dent on the, but make it like the wheel bend a little bit. What else? Going back to the license plate, not the license plate, the carbon plate and the door trim. For me, it's a huge thing. If the car doesn't have that, I would really need to look for it. I'll probably go crazy just because I don't know why. There's something about that carbon kick plate that says Gransport, Maserati Gransport, and the door trim. What else am I just momentarily forgot, because there was a security guard who was watching me the whole time, because some people here, unlike me, who just want to record a video, they were doing burnouts, and so causing an issue here. I don't know if there is a more better looking car than this, especially for the price. I always say it's right here, it looks so good. Might just take a shot right now. Yeah, this looks good too. I was just trying different angles to see which one looks good. The security guard caught me a little off guard. I wanted to mention a few of the things that I didn't. One of them being the original head unit. I do like it, but it seems to be draining battery, I've heard. So sometimes out of nowhere I'll have to jump start the car. I don't know if that's the case. Maybe someone can let me know. Battery seems to be good. It's just sometimes it'll just die out of nowhere, even though I've drove it the other day or last day. What else? So people do replace it. I'd rather just leave it as is and not do anything at all, to be honest. just because it looks okay. I don't like aftermarket head units because they're just too dull and chrome and whatever they want to call it. What else? It's not too low to the ground, but the front end does seem to hit and scrape at bumps and maybe parking structures when I go. So that's one thing to look out for. What else? Oh yeah, we definitely know about the headliner issue that these have. So they do suffer from that. They both suffer from the sticky buttons, which I have addressed already. There's still a little bit there, but it is what it is. Yes, the clutch is an issue. That is the only thing people seem to worry about. Whoever knows even like a thing or two about them. So, it's jerky, yes. Is it for everyone? No. Is it fun to drive? Yes. Is it unique and rare? Definitely. We live in a world where we are making this transition to EVs. Are we ever gonna see a Ferrari derived single clutch automated manual V8 two-door with 4 seats? Are we ever gonna see that in the future? No, we are not. Definitely not. So why not appreciate that this exists? Even with flaws. It doesn't matter how many flaws it has. I know it does have flaws. Definitely it does. But that doesn't mean that I'm not gonna buy it. The headlights, the inside of them, there's another issue of that too. The inside gets a little dirty and stuff, so can't really clean that. So what do you guys think? Chrome aftermarket wheels, yellow calipers, original wheels, gray calipers. To be honest, I mean, I do like both, but I do like yellow. So this has the very rare option of dark chrome wheels. Very, very hard to find. I've never seen that. I've seen polish finish from the factory or silver finish, but dark chrome, very hard. It's got like red flakes and stuff in there. It's not the clutch that bothers me, it's the throttle response. So a drive-by-wire is absolute must. An absolute, even before the exhaust, as I say. So I wouldn't fault the clutch that much as I would fault the car having a very dull response. Like, I cannot believe a Maserati with the V8 is just, when I sit on it, put it in neutral and just tap, like it doesn't wake up. There's nobody there. And especially with the factory exhaust, it's like there's no point in revving it out to show off. I mean, I can hit 5,000-6,000 RPM. Any car will sound good, but at 2,000-3,000, it needs to have an exhaust and it needs to have that drive-by-wire. That's the only two things that person should address. The headliner, obviously, if the clutch needs replacement, that's gonna obviously need to happen a lot before. But the interior stuff, the wheels, all of that can wait. The only first two things that these are missing, any of those cars, is obviously some have them, but is that wire upgrade and an exhaust upgrade. That is all that this car needs to shine. And after that, some mention bigger sway bars, put spacers. It does fall short. The video is getting long, but I mean, I'm just remembering what I was about to say before the video because this security caught me. It's beautiful to drive, but not at the limit. This car is not good when I get to 60 and above. It's not a hustler car. I'm not gonna track the car. It's a Grand Touring. It is a 4-seat. People think it's a sports car. It is not. It's an exotic coupe. It's a sports coupe. I would argue a sports car only has 2 seats. So that being said, at lower speeds, at any RPM, it's amazing. The Skyhook, I always say, the best suspension ever on this car. I don't feel that in the Quattro or Gran Turismo. This car, for what it is, I mean, when they made it, obviously it's 2 decades ago. When they made it, it was a performance sports coupe. But the way its suspension is, like driving on the freeway, when I take it off of sport, the way it floats down, it's like a boat going, and it's just floating. Like, it's hard to describe on the video, but it definitely, if I hit a bump or come to a imperfection, it does obviously shakes the chassis and dashboard shakes up, but overall it's beautiful. The person really has to like them. I can't convince anyone, but whoever has them would know that these are like having 2 cars in one. Now, meaning like it does the sporty nature relatively okay, but like I said, for it to get to another level, I need to get the exhaust, drive-by-wire, bigger wheels, bigger brakes, bigger sway bars. I need to do all of those performance upgrades, just like any car, to take it up to a canyon carving and stuff like that. But as it is, if I'm going 60 or 70 or 80 plus, it feels heavy because it is a relatively heavy car. It's not gonna go around a corner like a mid-engine car. It's not even today's car. Like a car that is made today, even if it's like an M2 or any of those are gonna handle a lot better than these. But the point is, people that like them, they just want to be different. Not everyone is gonna want a new M2. Not everyone want the latest and greatest. So people that are stuck with how these cars are and how they look and can overcome the quirkiness, why not? Why not? So what to check when buying? Obviously the clutch reading, the heater core, does it have any leaks or any of that sort. Make sure it has 2 keys, the tools, all the windows work, the power folding mirrors, all right, the door lock works, the trunk opens with the key. All of those things are like just the obvious thing that needs to be checked. Obviously it's really hard to find, but ideally try to get this car, if it has under 4 owners at the most. I mean, I would want at least 1 or 2, but if it gets to 7, I've seen, or 8, 9, it's been in many hands. It doesn't matter how good it is. It'll take time to find a good one, and there might be more bad ones than good ones. So it may take some time to find the right one, but again, it's a car that some people enjoy, and I do. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching this very long video. See you on the next one. Hey, I'm back. Quick little catch up. This location is so good, but people have ruined it for me. Like, such a good spot. And going up to the video, going up to the car is just as nice as to walk away from it. No bad angle. Alright guys, thanks for watching.